Welcome around fly box. Today I'm going to tie a fly I haven't tied for quite some time. I tied this fly originally for sea run cuts on the Nisqually River while stationed near there years ago, and it was patterned after the Polar Gibson that I removed the wing from. I found that a little bit darker thorax area and hackle seemed to do a little bit better on the sea run cuts. It's also an excellent low water steelhead pattern. I've done quite well with it on the peninsula many years ago. But after seeing some posts on the website and seeing that it's this time of year, got me thinking about the patterns that did very well out there for me. So I'm going to share one with you. This is how I tie it. This is a size 8 low water partridge hook, and we're going to use a little bit different thread than the original. I'm going to use 70 denier ultra thread in fluorescent orange. Previously it was tied with uni thread. And let's get this started. Start your thread and work your base back. With this thread, you're not too concerned with buildup. I'm using this mainly because of the color and the fact that it will tie small. And we're going to bring that back to the point of the hook. Next, you're going to tie in small tinsel. And I'm going to wrap that back again to the point of the hook and leave your thread there. Then you're going to build your tag, that little bit of flash, and you're going to bring it back into the bend of the hook to the point of the barb. And then when I get to the point of the hook, I'm going to bring it up one turn, almost like I'm palmering. And then I'm going to bend it back to trap it there, and I'm going to bring it to about a 45-degree angle. And that's going to position my tinsel how I want it when I'm ready to palmer it forward. Next material we're going to tie in is orange tipit. Going to even the tips. We're going to tie it in so that you're burying that initial black band. The only thing you want showing is the orange of the tippet end. Next material you're going to use is orange hairline. This isn't fluorescent. It's the darker. I don't have the number, but it is the step below the fluorescent. You don't need a very thick abdomen. You're not going to build this up very far. You're going to build it up about even to how it is near the tail. And we'll work our dubbing forward. Obviously the orange does very well for cutthroat. They feed a lot on roe, I think, is the main trigger for that. But this did very well on a number of coastal rivers as well, but the Nisqually this seemed to do very well. It may be because we fished it more often because it was the closest river. But this was our favorite pattern. Now that was the early 90s through the mid 90s. A lot of patterns have come and gone since then. Hot materials. And we're going to use a couple materials here that are different than the original. We used black hairline for the thorax originally. I'm going to tie it today with ice dub. I think if I was out there fishing, that would be the material of choice. We wanted it black, we wanted a little flash. Black ice dub certainly does a little bit better in that area than Hairtron does these days. But not to say that the Hairtron wouldn't be an excellent choice still. At this point, we're going to bring our tinsel forward. We're just going to palmer it even. Not too sparse. I like a lot of flash on this fly. And I bring it all the way up. I bring the dubbing up actually underneath the thorax. Because I'm gonna overwrap it, but I'd rather have it a little long than short. And the next material we're gonna tie in is the black ice dub. Now you're not going to go crazy. You don't want a huge thorax. You just want to darken the front end, give it a little bit of a rise so that it'll help stand up your hackle the way I'm looking for. Yeah, it's going to build just enough. About twice the diameter of the body. And then you're going to take a furnace hackle. You're going to take a dark furnace hackle, and you want a feather that's going to take you to about the point of the hook with this. The inside darker is a little bit shorter. The first hackle, this has two hackles on it. First hackle is the furnace, and it is dark. But it still has the ginger tips. And I'm going to put 3 wraps right behind the thorax, right behind that ice dubbing. And we'll sweep some of that material back so we don't have too much to capture. Got a little dubbing up there. Not going to impact the fly, but rather have it out for your viewing. Then the next material you're going to use, the original pattern I used Cree. This is as close to Cree as I have now. This is a dark barred ginger, a little bit of white in it. You may be able to pull it off for Cree, but it's really not. And you're going to have this feather about shank length. You want to take it at least to the barb of the hook, the fibers. So it's a little bit longer than the furnace. And you're going to tie that in on the side of the hook. And then wrap a collar, at least 3 wraps. I go by feel. Usually 3 full wraps will do it. And I'll bring it up. You're going to tie back into this. You're going to wrap this back into the thorax. And you want the Cree to shroud the darker furnace. I captured quite a few here. We'll get them off there now. And you're going to sweep them both back. You're going to wrap back in. You're going to get that hackle forced to the rear till you reach that cone shape you like. I like it to bring the tips of my outside hackle just about to the point, even with the point of the hook. Right about there. And give a whip finish. We never named this fly. Whenever we asked what they were hidden on, it was referred to as the Cutthroat Fly. It was designed from the Nisqually, which probably would be an apt name for it. That's the river that it did the best on. It did very well in the Nisqually for cutthroat, and it did exceptionally well comparatively on the Satsop River, the upper Satsop, for steelhead. It was a very productive fly for us for summer run steels. But there it is. If you're out that way, give it a try. If you live out that way, give it a try and let me know. It did very well for me and a number of other folks quite a while ago, but I have not been out there for a number of years to fish it. And we got a little bit of dubbing. There we go. If you're going to name it, I would say it's the Nisqually, but that's up to you. Excellent pattern. I enjoyed sharing it with you. Hopefully somebody can fish it that's out there and is available. Thank you very much. Good luck. See you in the water.